Here's one sports take that's actually kind of interesting because at the time of both LeBron, who I had predicted would have aged not as gracefully as he did, maybe retiring around 2016 to 2018, which seems crazy to say now, similar to the Max Kellerman, Tom Brady's going to fall off a cliff take. The reality is that neither of those takes are really that crazy because you're not really betting against them and saying, oh, they're going to just be bad or it's their fault. You're just expecting age and attrition and injury to catch up with them like it does with normal players all the time, but these are definitely the exception. So if you had said years ago, right, like when Max said that about Tom Brady or when I would have thought it about LeBron, right, that, oh, by 2016 or 2018, he might retire or really slow down, it wouldn't have been, not only would it not have been crazy, it's kind of the opposite, right? That's the normal thing that you expect from history. Every other player, every other example, you get old, you might get injured, you might slow down, right? It's just normal, natural aging, like Father Time is undefeated, as they say. So the problem with that is it seems like you want to defend it in hindsight now, but you were never saying anything negative about the player. So it's kind of a hard take to even clown too much because, like, which would seem crazier? If you had said 10 years ago that, oh, there's no way that LeBron's going to be playing 10 years from now. He's obviously going to have injuries. He's obviously going to slow down. He's going to be retired by 2020, right? That would have seemed more normal just through aging and natural things. And even Max Kellerman's, you're going to fall off a cliff. Tom Brady's going to fall off a cliff, right? That would just be normal, natural aging that happens to everybody. So which take would seem crazier? That a player who's getting older is going to retire soon or slow down like every other player in the history of the game has always done? Or if you had asserted, which, see, this is why people sit on the fence. A lot of the people who would clown that sort of take didn't have a strong take themselves. They would have just been, neutral and not said anything. But imagine if you had to dig in. No, you had to say that, oh, Tom Brady's going to go to Tampa and win a Super Bowl there and then still play for longer and then eventually retire. Like, that would have seemed crazier, right? To say that he would play at that level and still be that relevant as he's in his 40s. And the same thing here, that, oh, LeBron would still be playing in 2025 at a high level, right? So ironically, again, just saying a player's going to get older and aging and retire isn't a crazy take. To say that LeBron would have retired by 2020 or something, saying that LeBron and Tom Brady would have retired by around 2020 versus, again, saying that, oh, no, he's going to be playing until 2025 and Brady's going to go to Tampa and win a Super Bowl and still keep playing. Like, between those two, the actual crazier take would be that they'd be the exception and do something that like nobody's ever done before and still play for such an extremely long time. That is actually unlikely and the exception and extreme. So if you would have had to predict between those two things, if you could go back in time and predict that, do you think they're, like, really, let's do it literally. LeBron's going to retire by 2020. Brady's going to fall off a cliff and not be that good and retire maybe within a couple of years, right, of when Max said that, versus, oh, LeBron's gonna play till 2025. Brady's gonna keep playing at a high level for years and win a Super Bowl in Tampa and all this kind of stuff. You would have seemed crazier if you said the longevity argument. You would have seemed crazier because one is much less likely. So it's easy to say now, oh, of course, how could you doubt them? And you would have expected this, but you wouldn't have expected this. Nobody would have actually said that at the time.